It's all the same franchise. Can we just get along? She floats. I can only remember so much at one given time. Time is a circle. I love Alicia. In every universe, I will pull. I'm gonna crash out over this kit. I need a minute. My eyeballs hurt. I need a minute. I want my singular copy of Cyrene, and I want to go to bed. Okay, all right. I did bring out the Santa hat early this year, but all my family members have already put up their trees, so I felt like it was okay. I think it was a mistake to record this video. Hello, friends and gamers. So, if I sound any different, it's because I got braces on, but it's the like clear tray ones, and they're currently, this might be a little bit TMI, but like just so we all know where we're at, they are currently digging into the side of my tongue, and so it's just constantly scraping like the inside of my mouth, and it's extremely painful, but it didn't start up until last night, and I didn't have time working today to contact them about it until 1:30. They closed at 1 for some reason. So I'm in a lot of pain and can't do anything about it, but I want to pull for Cyrene. I do. I also want to figure out how to say her name, and I think I have a way to do this. So I'm not caught up with the story, but what we can do is go to an Amphorius character's lines and see what they have. Oh, is it only characters? Is it only characters you have? Cyrene, here we are. It is Cyrene. It's like a Hades 2 Celine situation all over again. That must be like the actual Greek pronunciation or something. They say it with the extra syllable there. Anyways, I have a headache because my mouth hurts, so we are gonna do a kit review today. I have gotten all of my like login polls here. I want to do Currency Wars as well, but I honestly, truly, like, I want to do a first hour type video for Currency Wars, but I really want to play Currency Wars because I've seen nothing but good things about Currency Wars, but I have it in me. I shouldn't even be doing this video, quite frankly. I'm probably gonna regret it later. But the thing went away, so I can't prove that I got all my polls, but just trust me. So, I was gonna go through her kit, but what we should do is the trial, yeah? We should do our aptitude showcase. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't think I can actually do this video. I'm in so much pain. I want to do this video. I got the Santa hat out and everything, but I don't think I can do it. It's very hard to talk. Like, I don't even think I'm going to be able to do gacha recap tonight. So you know what? I think this 3-minute video intro is going to go into the ether, and I'm going to have to do my 11 days. There's 11 days. What do you mean there's 11 days left? I thought she was available the whole patch. What do you mean? I don't have time for this. Okay, you know what? We're going to have to power through them. All right. Power through the pain, people. Cyrene, Ice Remembrance character. A lot of contentious things about her kit, which I don't know if we're fully even going to get into because it hurts to talk. So, we'll see what happens. But a lot of contentious stuff about her kit. I think we're just going to get straight into it though and talk a little bit about it. Let's just start that trial. This is probably going to be a very bad kit review just because it hurts so much to talk, y'all. But I'm like, I want to pull in a gacha game, and I am sitting on so many pulls for Cyrene right now. So we're just doing this. Oh, wait, it's her music. They put her music. Okay, so we have her premium team here as well. Like literally the premium remembrance team. I have none of these characters. So that's why I'm like, I probably shouldn't pull for Cyrene, but like, I love Alicia. And I know that's also a very contentious topic of Alicia being made a variant in the other HoYoverse games right now. A lot of people don't like that, and there's various reasons about it. I think we actually kind of talked about it in a gacha recap. But the more I have been scrolling as of late, the more discourse I've seen and like more reasons why people just don't like Cyrene. And I feel like part of that is because of her rollout with how contentious her kit is making people just like retroactively not like her. And also, I can't do this video right now. So we're canning this and we'll come back to it, all right? You will see the rest of this video in a hot second. I have to wait multiple days now to do it. I might have to go to an emergency orthodontist tomorrow is what I'm finding out, because this is very painful. It's getting bad. Okay, we'll do this another time. For you, it'll be in like a couple seconds. Hopefully when we reconvene, I will not be in pain. Fingers crossed. All right, I had my little crash out. I still have some anxiety. It's fine. It's a couple hours later. My mouth still hurts, right? But I did take out one of my trays, the one that was bothering me. So we're just gonna try to like power through because I want to record videos. I did my dailies, actually. Dailies are done. I need you guys to see the current, I forgot to mention this. I need you guys to see the current state of my free farming for Cyrene. This is what we're at. I need 3 of the Day Thunder, what even are, I've just been calling these the orbs, the yellow orbs. I read this description wrong. I am immediately gonna, never mind. I need 3 of those. I don't have her relic set yet, but I know there's an event to get free relics, and I'm banking on using that to get my relics for Cyrene, but I don't want to use it too early. Did it just, oh, Relic Recon, that's what it is. I was gonna be like, did it go away already? No, Relic Recon. I plan on using this to get, or trying to use this to get my relics for Cyrene, or just like making them, not actually farming them. You know how it works. So we gotta do a character kit review. I thought for a minute we still had to do the like initial patch video going over stuff, but no, we already did that one. So this is the current state of our banners. As you can see, I have 29 special passes and 3,224 stellar jades. That number will go up because we still have to do the character trial. We have some standard passes we can use as well, but we have to do our aptitude showcase first. So we're actually going to start the trial and do it this time. So Ice Remembrance. We've already been over this part. We have her premium team here, which I wish they would have showed her off with maybe a non-premium, like free-to-play team. Just a little bit of variety, because I feel like this is the only team I've seen people running Cyrene in, and this is the only team I know she works with. So like in terms of being free-to-play friendly, Cyrene is definitely not, because this is not a free-to-play friendly team in the slightest. These are all like premium characters. Casterus, Evernight, Hyacinth. So essentially here, Cyrene is going to be one of your support units. Casterus is your main DPS. Evernight is a little bit of a sub DPS support, jack of all trades, doing a little bit of everything. And then Hyacinth is your dedicated HP healing support. So obviously, so everyone's remembrance, every single character. All right, okay. So I've seen some people mention this, but also Cyrene's kit like directly spoils the story. In the fact that she summons the Demiurge to assist in battle and activate all allies' ultimates. So she immediately is going to proc your character's ults. A little bit similar to 4-star Tingyun, but with the thing with Tingyun, I'm pretty sure it's her ult. It's either her ult or her skill. I haven't used Tingyun in a while. Her ultimate, or possibly skill, I don't really remember, essentially immediately, and I need to move the box, but it's essentially immediately buffs your character's ults to the point where they're almost like, it gives them half, I think, of the charge required to do an ult. So if you're like already halfway there, surprise, free ult. Lets me move bucks. All right, so she's doing that, all that with her memo sprite, because the Demiurge is her memo sprite. Also grants a powerful exclusive buff to Crisis Heirs, and it's in pink for some reason. And then she allows all allies to deal true damage. I think they just did that to be fun. They just did that for funsies, because TLDR, Alicia's OST, like her main song from Honkai Impact 3rd is called True. So I think they just did that to be like, haha, what if we did this? And I've seen some people take issue with thinking Cyrene is like a cash grab unit for fans of Honkai Impact 3rd. It kind of goes hand in hand. I talked about this a little bit in a gacha recap of people not liking Cyrene being a variant of Alicia, not because she deserves to be her own character and all that, blah, 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 but because they just don't like Honkai Impact 3rd. But I've also seen another like group of Honkai Impact 3rd fans who don't like the variants in Star Rail because they think it's like, that, well, that's from our game. And it's like, guys, it's all the same franchise. Can we just get along? I'm tired of seeing Honkai Impact 3rd and Honkai Star Rail and GGZ players just hating each other. It's all the same franchise. Can we don't have to like each other, but can we at least get along? It's a lot. It's a lot. And I've had a long week, and this is the type of discourse I did not want to get involved with on Twitter. Anyways, let's actually see this kit in action. Also, this is officially my first time seeing Cyrene in game, so it's me. Oh, and her idol animation has been. Oh, cute. I do think so. She's so, oh my god. Oh my, I'm so mad. So there she is with her bow. We don't have the, honestly, truly, I don't think you need her like special bow. This one's pretty enough. And I don't think you're gonna see it a ton. Love the glitter, absolutely. So then her support. Oh, that's pretty. It's giving, oh, hello, tutorial. Okay, I was gonna say it's giving Nahida. So after using Cyrene's technique, boost all teammates' action speed. I've seen people playing with this because this does stack, by the way. If you have other characters that boost speed, this will stack, because this also, I believe, makes a character faster in the overworld as well. After entering combat, instantly deploys a zone, proper noun, allowing teammates' attacks to inflict additional true damage. Okay. God, that's pretty. Wow. And she floats. She floats. She's definitely going faster. Yeah, no, insane. They definitely. So what then does this do? Oh, she does. Oh my god. I'm gonna lose it. I'm actually gonna lose it. That. When does this thing, like, okay, I was gonna be like, when does it go away? Because it was up for a while. She's so pretty. I love her. And I love that they gave her like the pretty Emphoria's backdrop. It's what she deserves. So then we do that. Technique points are back. We really don't need them back. So if we're here now, we do that and then that, because I was gonna get jumped. It does take a minute for that to like fully like cycle through. All right. Tap to view the memo sprite skill. Okay. Hello. That's why the buff was pink. Okay. We'll get back to that in a second. We're gonna go through CYRENE'S full kit, as well as the memo sprite information, and then we'll get to the Emphoria's special buff, because we kind of gotta go through everything. So, we're gonna start with her basic attack. Gonna do this how we usually do it. Low Hope takes flight, gains recollection, and deals minor ice damage to one enemy. Okay, I was like, where's the minor damage to one enemy? That's usually, they always have that. And then she has a second basic attack bit as well. I'm assuming, I'm not sure which one does which and which one procs in which situation, but the second version of her basic attack is called To Love and Tomorrow. This one gains recollection and deals ice damage to all enemies. So it is a multi-target attack, and it's no longer a minor bit of ice damage, but it's a substantial amount of ice damage. Her skill then is called Bloom Elysium of Beyond. Listen, I know people are gonna be like, it's a reference. No, it's the reference here is actually not to Honkai Impact 3rd. The only thing is that Honkai Impact 3rd makes the same reference with like the Elysian realm and stuff to Greek mythology. Elysium is a place in Greek mythology, so they're actually both referencing the same mythological concept, but it makes a little bit more sense in the terms of Honkai Star Rail because Emphoria's is based off Greek mythology. It is a reference, because I know like there's gonna be people who are like, oh, it's another one of those Honkai Impact 3rd references. No, it's not that. It's just Honkai Impact 3rd and Honkai Star Rail both reference Greek mythology here, which is why the Flame Chasers being the Crisis Heirs variants makes sense at the end of the day, because there was already those Greek mythology references with the Flame Chasers, then show up again with the Crisis Heirs. All right, okay. So this one gains recollection and deploys a zone, so that's that zone thing. This additionally deals true damage after all allied targets deal damage. Okay, so after everyone hits something, true damage. We have two versions of her ultimate then as well. So the first version is called Verse Vow Infinity, because there is an infinity symbol. So I'm gonna assume it's supposed to be read as Verse Vow Infinity. This summons the Demiurge Memo Sprite, causes it to immediately gain one extra turn, and activates all teammates' ultimate. So this is kind of what we saw in the basic description of CYRENE'S kit. Then enters the Ripples of Past Reverie state and gains enhanced basic attack, increases CYRENE'S and Demiurge's crit rate, and deploys the zone effect from skill with no duration limit. That's a little bit insane. The no duration limit is a bit insane. I'm curious when that runs out. How does that run out? How does a no duration limit work there? That's a bit much, it feels like. Assuming we'll find out more about this Ripples of Past Reverie when we get to the memo sprite. No, it's not there either. All right, well, so that's one ultimate. I'm assuming this reunion at first sight is when, obviously, the Demiurge has been summoned, and we're already in that Ripples of Past Reverie state. So with reunion at first sight, this enables Demiurge to immediately gain one extra turn. Either that, or this is like a passive effect happening with CYRENE'S ultimate for the Demiurge. Her talent then is called Hearts Gather as One. When combat begins or after CYRENE takes action, teammates and their memo sprites gain Future, just Future. When allied targets with Future take actions, this is a status effect, CYRENE gains Recollection. While CYRENE is on the field, increases damage dealt by ally targets. So as long as she's alive, I guess you're good. I'm just happy it's not another goddamn global passive, because that was a lot. So it's kind of funny though, because since Castris, we never got another global passive. It's just been like, we got the one with Castris and that was it. This is not an invitation to give us another one in the next 4.x cycle. I don't want it. I don't want another one. This is not an invitation, but it doesn't really make sense that we just had the one. To be fair though, it would have made sense if they gave Danheng PT a global passive. I don't know what it would have been, but because we got him for free, I feel like that would have worked to a certain degree, to give a character we got for free a global passive, because then it's like, oh, well, if you didn't get the global passive that with Castris, Danheng has one now and everyone gets Danheng. So it would have made sense, to be fair. I don't know, again, don't know what it would have been, but I think it would have made sense to give him something like that. Because like canonically lore-wise, it also would have made sense for Dunhung to have a global passive, because it's like, oh, well, Dunhung's always here. He's part of the Express, so he's always kind of here. So here's this global effect buff thing he gives to your team, even if he's not on field. Like that, I think it would have made sense. Anyways, no more global passives. Thank you. CYRENE'S technique then is called Peace at West Wind's End. This creates a special dimension around the character. This is her overworld effect, essentially. Enemies within this dimension enter the this moment forever state, while allied characters within this dimension have increased movement speed. After entering combat, this deploys the skills zone. So the Elysium of Beyond bit is probably what that goes. So that is all CYRENE'S stuff. Then we have a little bit on the Demiurge memo sprite. If you have seen pictures on social media, or you have CYRENE and you've seen big CYRENE, that's the Demiurge. We'll see it in combat a little bit, but it's just big CYRENE. So with the memo sprite skills, then we have two. One of them is the Crisis Heir specific one. So you really kind of need that one in order for CYRENE to work how she's supposed to work. But the basic one that everybody gets is called Minuet of Blooms and Plumes. This deals ice damage to all enemies. And then the Crisis Heir's specific one is called This Ode to All Lives, which we'll probably actually take a detour and look at everything now, because we're gonna need to explain it. This applies a buff to one allied character oh, you can actually click on it from here. That's actually a good idea, I think. When the character is a Crisis Heir, the target gains a special effect. I'm assuming it has the little infinity symbol here, but I'm assuming it's supposed to be an Amphorius special effect or something like that. When the character is not a Crisis Heir, it increases the target's damage dealt. This effect also applies on memo sprites. So that's why you kind of want to run CYRENE with other Remembrance characters, because you get that buff for the memo sprites as well. And it's like a confirmed memo sprite buff. So you do still get a buff. She buffs damage if for non-Crisis Heirs, but as we're about to find out, you get a lot more stuff when the character is a Crisis Heir. Oh my god, they have all of their own little descriptions. We're gonna use the brief descriptions just because I feel like that is gonna make it a little bit easier to run through. I'm not gonna move the box, but everyone does have a little like tarot card here, which they're all very nice. So first we have the buff for CYRENE, which I guess she can buff her. Yeah, that would make sense. I guess you can buff her. So this is called Ode to Ego, because I guess, yeah, because they all have like what they are, like the demigod or Crisis Heir in charge of, I don't know what the actual wording for that is, I do not remember, but they're essentially demigods, so it's fine. I do kind of love that CYRENE'S is ego, because that one in particular is a little, that one's a Honkai reference. So in Honkai Impact 3rd, we have Hershers, right? So Alicia in Honkai Impact 3rd is the Hersher of human ego. So yeah, that's a reference. That one you'll get. That is a reference. So for every one different teammate, excluding Demiurge, from whom CYRENE has gained recollection, additionally deals one instance of damage to one random enemy when Demiurge uses Minuet of Blooms and Plumes. After CYRENE uses ultimate a certain number of times, Demiurge immediately gains one extra turn and automatically uses Minuet of Blooms. So I feel like this is actually detailed in CYRENE'S kit specifically. So for every one different teammate, so I guess that would include memo sprites. So that's again why you want to use CYRENE with a all remembrance team, because then you have everyone's memo sprite on field as well. So it would be like, essentially, if it's non-remembrance characters, you're only getting buffs for like 3 other characters. So you're getting this times 3. However, if you have 3 remembrance characters with their memo sprites on field, basically goes all the way up to 6, because CYRENE and the Demiurge do not. So I see why then her best team to run would be that full remembrance Crisis Heirs team, you know? So I get it, I do. Next we have My Day, Ode to Strife, because Strife is his thing. This is a single time effect. When the skill is used on My Day, removes crowd control debuffs, and if My Day is in the Vendetta state, he automatically uses Godslayer Be God and increases his crit damage. If he is not in the Vendetta state, My Day's action advances. So again, it seems like all of these buffs here are kind of made to be the best in slot buff for each Crisis Heir if used on them, which is kind of wild. I'm gonna say it. I'm also playing with stuff on my desk. So if you hear noises, that's what that is. Fine on then, Ode to World Bearing. World Bearing isn't his thing. His is Deliverance, but I guess World Bearing is similar. Are we we're Genesis, so I was gonna be like, are we, because we're on here. I was like, is ours deliverance now? Because that would suck. Anyways, Ode to World Bearing, effective for the entire battle. After it is used on Finon immediately gains Core Flames, increasing Caslana's crit rate and crit damage. After the extra turns are depleted, the transformation does not end. Scourge is granted, and all of Caslana's extra turns get refreshed. At the start of Caslana's extra turns, loses current HP after attacking, deals fire additional damage to random enemies. So yeah, okay, that would be good for him. Casterus then, Ode to Life and Death. This is also effective for the entire battle. When used on Casterus, New Bud can overflow. When summoning Netherwing, which is her Memo Sprite, this consumes all overflowing New Bud. Based on the overflow amount, increases the multiplier for the damage dealt when the summoned Netherwing triggers the ability effect of its talent, Wings Sweep the Ruins. See, this would be a lot better if I remembered all these characters' kits, but I can only remember so much at one given time. If there are fewer than a certain number of enemy targets, the damage multiplier additionally increases. Okay. Anaxa's then is Ode to Reason. Single time effect. When used on Anaxa, this recovers skill points for allies and enables Anaxa to take action immediately. Scale has more instances of damage, and all Erudition characters have increased attack and skill damage dealt. So essentially, Anaxa already kind of buffs the increase there to Erudition characters stuff. So basically, you get another buff on top of that. I do think that is necessary with a character like Anaxa, because I think Anaxa is the only Erudition Crisis Heir, now that I think about it. I'm not entirely sure what everyone else is. I know like a couple of characters, like I know some of them, but not all of them. But the more I think about it, I think Anaxa is the only Erudition Crisis Heir we have, so it makes sense that we would have an extra buff specifically on him that would buff the rest of the Erudition characters on your team. Because if you have Anaxa E5 and lower, so you don't have his E6, you need to have Erudition characters, as many as you can, on your team to get the most out of his buffs and do the most damage with him. So it makes sense then that you kind of make up for it with Cyrene. If you're running Cyrene with Anaxa, it kind of is like compensating a little bit. But if you have Anaxa's E6, it doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter. He does the buff regardless. We've talked about this before. I don't love that about Anaxa's kit. Cypher, then, the Ode to Trickery. This is effective for the entire battle. When used on Cypher, increases the damage dealt by Cypher and decreases the enemy target's defense. The defense of the patron further decreases. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's a Cypher buff. The thing about Cypher is that she is more of a character that buffs. So you're kind of buffing a sub DPS buff character. It's a whole thing. Aglaya then, Ode to Romance, another one-time effect. When used on Aglaya, immediately stacks Aglaya's Memo Sprite talent's speed boost effect to its upper limit. After Aglaya or Garment Maker uses an attack, regenerates energy, increases damage dealt by Aglaya and Garment Maker, and ignores target's defense. I don't remember enough about Aglaya's kit. It's been like months since we had 3.0, so I do not remember. She is Remembrance though, so you are gonna like buff your Cyrene if you run her with Aglaya, so like they're both compensating for each other. Moving on to the other side of the screen, then we have the Treebees. Also, I feel like we have seen these cards before in a gacha recap, because I was talking about how I really liked the Treebee card, because Treebeos is also in there. This is Ode to Passage, effective for the entire battle. I will say I'm assuming the effects that are for the entire battle, as opposed to once per battle, are probably the characters you would be more likely to run Cyrene with, and I would recommend running her with, because you're gonna get more out of it if it's an entire battle buff than a single time buff, you know? But with Ode to Passage, when used on Treebee, causes damage dealt by Treebee to ignore enemy's defense. I do find this interesting because Treebee is more of a support character. She buffs your team as opposed to doing the most amount of you know, like she's doing damage with her ult, obviously, but you're not focusing on Treebee to do your damage. So I do find that a little bit interesting. When Treebee launches follow-up attack and triggers the additional damage from Treebee's zone, further deals 1 instance of additional damage. Yeah, I mean, interesting. Because it seems like the single time buffs are like good. The single time buffs are better, I would say, but they only work once. And then you have the ones that are effective for the entire battle that are like sometimes a bit off, it feels like. Like this Treebee one, I would more like, it almost like changes Treebee to work as like a DPS, whereas she's a support. It's weird. Anyways, Hyacinth. Oh, this doesn't even say like anything. This is actually a true support buff. Okay. Ode to Sky. When Demiurge uses Memo Sprite skill, this enables Hyacinth to gain 2 stacks of Ode to Sky. When used on Hyacinth, regenerates energy for Hyacinth, and when Hyacinth has Ode to Sky and is providing healing, additionally increases the amount to be included in the healing tally of Little Ika's Memo Sprite skill. So this is, I would say, like a proper buff probably for her, which Hyacinth is part of like the premium team for Cyrene, so I'm not surprised that it's a good buff. If we look at Casterus, I think hers is also pretty good. So like these characters are made to run together. Of course the buff's going to be good. After that we have Ceridra. Ode to Law, this is in fact effective for the entire battle. After using this on Ceridra, increases the crit damage of the character with military merit. After coup de main ends, Ceridra immediately gains charge. So it's, again, it's a buff. But I would say Ceridra is, again, more of a support unit, and it increases crit damage. I feel like that's like a weird stat to buff with Ceridra, because it's almost doing the thing that I hate about Eidolons in Star Rail, where certain times with certain characters in Star Rail, HoYoverse will lay out the Eidolons of that character to essentially change their kit and turn them into a main DPS. And it's like, hey, HoYoverse, we don't need more main DPSs. We need good support units. Stop it. So it almost feels like some of these buffs with Cyrene are doing like the Eidolon effect, where they change the character to be a main DPS, and it's like, we didn't need that, HoYoverse. So again, I can see where some of the gripes about Cyrene's kit can come in, and even I've had some gripes about like the rollout for Cyrene and all that. Hycillens then, Ode to Ocean. Another one-time effect. When used on Hycillens, Hycillens gains Flowing Warmth. After Hycillens uses an attack, consumes Flowing Warmth and regenerates energy for this unit. Now, I never did a proper official kit review for Hycillens, so I actually don't fully know what type of character, what type of unit she is, so I can't fully speak on this. She was, across the 3.x line of patches, the one character I fully missed, and I'm almost positive I'm gonna chop it up to Surgery. That one I'm gonna leave there. I'm pretty sure she released around then. Yes, it was when I was recovering, because I like locked in for Finon and then like peaced out. That was, yes, okay, that's exactly what happened. Because I was like, why didn't, because even Ceridra, I came back around for like the last couple of days of her patch. So I'm like, yes, that's what happened with Hycillens, yes. So after Hycillens uses basic attack or skill to attack enemies, causes all the damage over time currently applied on the attacked enemy targets to immediately produce 1 instance of damage. I think the other thing with Hycillens is that she was either Hycillens or Ceridra also had like the same deal with Cyrene in her kit, where people were like, oh, the character only works with the specific other character. And I think people were even like goofing around at that time. Like, wouldn't it suck if Cyrene was the same way and then Cyrene was the same way? So time is a circle. After that, we have Evernight. So with Evernight, this is Ode to Time. Effective for the entire battle. Not surprised. She's one of the best in slot teammates. Like, I think because Casterus also is effective for the entire battle. Yep. All right. Okay, I see what you're doing, HoYoverse. After it is used on Evernight, increases the damage dealt when Eevee, which is the jellyfish, uses the Memo Sprite skill, Dream Dissolving as Dew. After Evernight uses her skill or ultimate, additionally gains Memoria. That's her stacking mechanic. I do remember enough about Evernight's kit because we have recently done that kit review. The crit damage boost effect provided by the skill is further increased. So yeah, again, of course, it's going to be good. Denhung PT then. This is another full like support skill, it seems like. Ode to Earth. When Demiurge uses Memo Sprite skill, Soul Dragon deals additional damage after attacking, and Denhung gains Ode to Earth. The quote-unquote bondmate, because I still can't believe they picked that word. I still can't believe they picked that. I'm not mad. I'm not mad about it, but I'm blushing a little bit. Deals increased damage, yes. When used on Denhung, advances Soul Dragon's action and enables Soul Dragon's next action to gain the enhancement effect of Denhung, and increases the multiplier of the shield provided. Okay, I was gonna be like, are we gonna get to anything related to shielding? Yes, we did. Because again, it kind of goes to the point of buffing the damage Denhung deals, which I'm not using Denhung for damage, I'm using her for shield. Anyways, it does buff the shield. Increases the multiplier of the shield, which Denhung's shield is already pretty good. So this is, again, I would say Denhung is probably a viable unit you can run with Cyrene. Last but not least, we have the Remembrance Trailblazer, also is included. So this is Ode to Genesis. Effective for the entire battle. When used on Trailblazer, this increases the Trailblazer's attack and crit rate. Remembrance Trailblazer is a support unit, so again, weird. This effect also applies to Mem. After Trailblazer uses enhanced basic attack, Demiurge immediately gains 1 extra turn and automatically uses Minuet of Blooms and Plumes. So Remembrance Trailblazer actually buffs Cyrene. So I do think Remembrance Trailblazer is probably the only free-to-play unit, because this was the only free-to-play unit we got in all of Amphorius, which I've talked about this already. Well, actually, I lied. Dunung PT was also our own. We had 2. We had Dunung PT and Trailblazer. I will say immediately, it makes sense, right? Say it with me now. It makes sense. I've said this already in Gacha Recap and everything. Why all of the new characters we got in Amphorius are 5 stars. They're freaking demigods. I would expect a demigod to be a 5-star character, but they should have been releasing 4-star, more minor characters in between. There's a lot of characters in Amphorius who have really cool, like NPC characters who have fully fleshed out models. A little bit more fleshing out could have made them a perfectly fine 4-star. I'm just saying. But again, we got a lot of characters throughout Amphorius, so I don't think there's a ton of room to complain. Like, I feel like it would have been a lot of work and effort to make those extra 4 stars, but maybe if we, because that's the other thing, in order to get those 4 stars, team probably would have had to spread out the release timeline for all the patches and stuff in Amphorius, and already people thought it took too long, so. But yeah, I do think Trailblazer is a viable unit. Evernight is obviously viable. Dunhung PT, I would say, is viable. Going back through every character to see if they would work with Cyrene. Ceredra, you could, because that's the thing, if they're not fully viable, I think every one of these characters would work with Cyrene, but obviously certain characters are going to be working better than others. Ceredra, I don't think I'd recommend. Hysolins, I also don't think I'd recommend. Treeby, maybe Treeby, just because Treeby is like a god tier Amphorius support. Hyacinth obviously is a recommended character. Aglaya, again, you could probably make work, but I don't think I'd recommend it. Cypher could probably make work. I think her skill here is fine, but I don't think I'd recommend. Anaxa, conditional. I would conditionally recommend Anaxa. It depends on the team, I think. Castrus, obviously recommended unit. I've seen people running Final with Cyrene, but I don't think they have like any synergy in actual combat, but I've seen people trying to make it work for obvious reasons. I would want to run Final and Cyrene. So I do think they can work together, and you do get quite a bit of buffs. Like, this is a long description for Finon with Ode to World Bearing. So I conditionally, maybe that would work. My Day, I don't think would work, quite frankly. And then obviously you can buff Cyrene. So interesting bit we got there. We still have some more Memo Sprite talents to go through. So waiting in every past is the first Demiurge talent. When changes occur on Cyrene's HP, Demiurge's HP will also change accordingly, so they are connected. Which makes sense, because Demiurge is just big Cyrene. While Demiurge is on the field, Cyrene's max HP increases. Again, Finon does this in his kit as well, so I'm not surprised by that. And then the second Memo Sprite talent is called Hello World, which getting a horror flashbacks back to the deletion live stream. When summoned, dispels crowd control debuffs from all allies. Always a good debuff to dispel. So we have a lot going on with Cyrene's kit, so let's actually get in this game and see what's going on here. Turn off that auto. Turn off double speed. Let's see what we got. All right, I'm going in the bottom corner just because this works. I know I'm covering buttons, but it's fine. You don't need to see them. All right, we're going to focus on doing single targets with everyone until we see all of Cyrene's stuff, because I need to see the stuff first. So we're going to start with her support skill, because this is probably the one you're going to want to be focusing on. I'm curious. I want to... Oh, okay, you can't pick who it supports, so I guess it's just a whole team support.
For the heroes.
Ooh, pretty. Yeah, it is a whole team support. Okay. Okay, Evernight. Did we do a full kit review for Evernight? We did. I had to take a minute there. I didn't remember. So we're gonna do our single targets. We get the AoE here then, and probably should double speed this a little bit. Let's double speed a little bit so we can see everything. Do that single target. Take him out, Hyacinth. You got this. We're back with Cyrene. So I want to see her single target then. There, right there. I am waiting for that ult to fully charge up. And now we go back on double speed, baby. We actually probably could stay on double speed because we already saw her stuff on single. So we'll stay until we get the ult. I'm sitting on these ultimates, by the way. They will sit there. I need to see everything first. So hit that support again. It does look like it goes down quickly, or I just forgot it was there, quite frankly. It's very low key, but it's pretty. All right, use the ultimate to summon Demiurge. It's gonna do double speed. God damn it. Click that, quick time event. Oh, turn off that double speed. Grants buffs to teammates if the target is a crisis heir, grants exclusive buffs. So ideally you'd want to, can you not just buff Cyrene? Or does it auto buff Cyrene if you, like if everyone dies, does it auto buff her? I don't know. But obviously you're gonna wanna buff your main DPS. So I'm gonna buff Casteress first. Oh, does she kiss the earth? Oh, wow. Wow, that's so pretty. 12 recollection points remaining. Ultimate can be used again, so we can see it in single speed. Oh, pretty. She kisses the camera. I also want to check something really quickly. Oh, it's not gonna let me check. Okay, I wanted to check the character menu because I want to see what they're running in this trial here in terms of Eidolons. So we'll point to that when we get to the pay to play. But I guess next we'll buff Evernight. Sure. It's so pretty. Oh, she has a line. Oh, there's Ode to Light. Oh my god. Okay. Whoa. So you guys, I guess it takes 6 of those points? Okay, hold on. Give me a second. I'm curious here. I don't think it's gonna show us what they're running. Because I'm like curious, can you see Eidolons in this menu? I don't think you can. Interesting, because I do bring that up because in the special program, they were showing, I believe, E3 Cyrene. Which is a little bit deceptive. That was a big gripe a lot of people had with the special program, is that they were showing Cyrene at one of her Eidolons. So it was like, okay, well, this character you're showing costs like $200. Just saying. Again, going to Cyrene is not a free-to-play friendly character, because what the heck was that? But we can, do we want to auto-clear the rest of the way through? Because we technically could. I forgot to turn on double speed first, though. I goofed. Like, listen, we're still gonna be pulling for Cyrene. I need you guys to realize this. I love Alicia. In every universe, I will pull. I forgot Casteress sounds like that. Everyone's doing their ult. Every single character. God, that's such a cool ult. She's so cool. Evernight, I swear to God. Like, we're still pulling. Here's the plan. I have a pull plan. I already planned this out off camera, right? I'm gonna pull for Cyrene and hope for the best, because this banner ends. I have 11 days left on this banner to get all these characters, essentially. Every single one. I don't know how I'm gonna do it without paying money. I probably won't do it successfully, but we'll talk a little bit more about pull plan once we get out of this screen here, because I do have a little bit of a plan in prioritizing on characters, because I think that there's certain characters you should prioritize from the rerun as well. I do feel like this team has taken a minute to clear through, though. Maybe that's just a me being impatient. All right, let's do this bit. All right, okay, let's talk about it. So if we are going to the pull screen, right, I do think there is a way to prioritize this. So if you are like me and have absolutely none of the characters, oh, wait a minute, Evernight isn't on the rerun. Okay, so if you are like me, have none of these characters, not a single damn one, here's the pull plan, or at least my pull plan. So it's a little bit of a mess, but we're gonna talk about it. I'm starting with Cyrene because I want Cyrene. I think I have guaranteed pity, and I want that guarantee on Cyrene. Let me check. I'm pretty sure I'm guaranteed. I lost a 50-50 recently, I think. I usually lose 50-50s. Oh god, maybe I don't. Oh dear. If it says Finon is my last one, I think we're really close. Because I was pulling on Den Hunt. Yep. Okay, we're not guaranteed. Okay, that could be bad, because the pity is shared. So, is it shared? Yeah, it's shared. Okay. Here's my pull plan. It's a mess, but this is what I'm working with. I'm pulling for Cyrene. My pulls are going into Cyrene. If she comes home early, I am then going to pull for Casteress, then Hyacinth, then Treeby, because I have supports that I can use in place of Treeby. Are they as good as Treeby? Probably not, but like Treeby is not a best in slot support to use with Cyrene, so it's fine. Hyacinth, is the best healer to run with Cyrene, but if you have another healer to put in that place for the time being until we get another Hyacinth rerun, I think that's okay. Casteress, however, is a very particular unit in the fact that I don't think there is a DPS that can replace Casteress in the Cyrene team comp. I've seen people try to do it with Finon, and I don't think it works as well. So, because that's the thing, I can run her with Finon if need be. I do have a couple of crisis errors that I can make it work with, and you still do get some amount of buffing with Cyrene. So that's kind of my pull plan. I'm also realizing we should probably do the pay to play section, which is gonna bite a little bit. The pay to play section is gonna suck. So what is the pay to play section in the video? This is the section of the kit review where we go through the characters' Eidolons, and I tell you if I think they're worth it or not. Because not so recently. This year I found out how much y'all are paying for seven copies of a character in these games, these HoYoCreators games. They go to 6 on the extra copies. I didn't know y'all were paying as much as y'all were, so we're gonna talk about it. Obviously, if you have the money, spend it, spend responsibly. I know there's a couple of people who have saved for like a year to get E6 Cyrene. Y'all are insane, and I wish I had that kind of dedication, quite frankly. Power to y'all. But if you weren't saving for a year and skipped every single character for over a year to get Cyrene, E6, because most players did not do that, you're gonna have to spend money, and it's rough out there right now. You know, everything is like more expensive than it was 5 days ago, and it sucks a little bit. So you don't need a character in a gacha game E6. You don't, especially in Star Rail, where the meta is, what I like to say, the Star Rail meta is extremely volatile and that it's always changing. So don't go crazy, really, especially with a character like Cyrene, who at E0 is not the best character in the game. She's a very specific support use case scenario. After we leave Amphorius and get characters from our next planet, the 4.x line of characters probably will not work with Cyrene. So getting even one copy of Cyrene, if you are a meta player, is a bad idea. I'm not a meta player. The thing is, I'm mainly pulling for Cyrene because Alicia is one of my favorite characters in Honkai Impact 3rd. I do pull for variants all the time. I pulled for Finon mainly because he was the Kevin variant, but also I love Finon so much. We must protect him. They based him around Himmel the Hero and Gojo and Kevin, Honkai Impact 3rd. That is like his character inspiration. You think I was gonna pass that one up? I spent money on his banner, y'all. But yeah, don't go crazy with it, especially Cyrene. There's a lot going on with her kit. A lot of people were very upset with it, myself included, to the point where during the last patch, I actually debated even pulling for Cyrene. That's why I started pulling for an extra copy of Denhung, because I really love Denhung, and I felt like extra copies of him would have been better for my account in the long run, opposed to extra copies or even a single copy of Cyrene. I do want to pull, however, I don't know if I can recommend pulling for Cyrene. I think I would recommend pulling on reruns. Finon is literally rerunning the next half patch, so I think I would recommend that over pulling for Cyrene. Saving. I am still sitting here debating if I want to pull. We already did the kit review is mostly over. I'm probably gonna pull. I'm probably gonna throw all my pulls into this banner, but if I lose a 50-50, I'm not really gonna be mad about it, and I honestly, truly, if I lose a 50-50, might switch to the rerun banner after that. Because at that point, I'm guaranteed, and it might be worth it, because I'm very close to getting a character. I didn't count my pity like 5 seconds ago. We'll do that in a second. I'll actually go in and count it, but I'm very close to getting a character, and I have to win a 50-50, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, let's go through the pay-to-play now. We had this whole serious talk with me wearing a Santa hat. It'd be like that. Anyways, everything we went over, I'm going to assume in the trial for Cyrene was her at E0. Now, I can't be positive because HoYoVerse showed her off in the special program at E3. So I'm going to assume the trial version of Cyrene was E0. I'm doing that in good faith, but I'm not positive. From here, we get into the dicey territory. Now, my usual recommendation is if you are a low spender wanting to pull some extra copies or a whale, go to E2 and stop there. Then at either, because Cyrene is available for the entirety of the patch, so you can decide to pull the rest of the copies later for whales. Or if you may hate the character and her kit and never want to use her again, because there is better supports than Cyrene in the game. Cyrene is not the best support you can get right now. In fact, I think the best support slot still goes to Treevee, or actually getting a revival this patch, Hyacinth. I've seen a lot of people pulling for Hyacinth and her light cone instead of Cyrene, and that might be what we end up doing if I don't get Cyrene, because at that point I'm like, okay, well, I'm guaranteed, let's switch our pull plan. Quite frankly, if you don't have Hyacinth, I think I'd recommend pulling on her instead, but we're gonna go through Cyrene's kit. This is not the Hyacinth video. Anyways, that's usually my recommendation. Don't go crazy, don't spend all your money in one place, especially a character that will get a rerun eventually. This is not a limited character situation. Cyrene will be rerun at some point in time. We're not really sure when, but Casterus got a rerun, Finon's getting a rerun, so it's possible. Anyways, E1, this is going to be 2 copies of Cyrene, is called Epics Born on a Blank Slate. With this one, when Demiurge triggers the Memo Sprite skill Ode to Ego, so this is the Memo Sprite skill in relation to Cyrene. During the use of minuets of blooms and plumes, gain 6 recollection points and increase the number of bounces for this attack by 12. I don't remember what the original amount of bounces is because I do not think it says that anywhere in Cyrene's kit. It's probably in the extended description, but we did not read that. So we move. Yeah, I mean, it's a fine. This feels like a means to an end without being a means to an end. I don't think you need her E1, quite frankly. Yeah, I don't think you need it because it's basically letting Cyrene do more damage, whereas she is more of a support sub DPS, not your main DPS. So E2 then, a Tomorrow in 13 Shades. This is another one I must preface here because I know some people don't like the Honkai references. It's not a Honkai Impact 3rd reference specifically. The 13 Shades is reference to the Crisis Heirs, but it just so happens that there's also 13 Flame Chasers. So it's not... It's a reference, but not really. The Crisis Heirs are variants, technically, of the Flame Chasers from Honkai Impact 3rd. So, like, there's gonna be crossover. When entering combat with this one, this is also 3 copies of Cyrene. Additionally gain 12 recollection points for every 1 different ally character that gains the Memo Sprite skill buff from Demiurge. The damage multiplier for the true damage dealt by ally targets via the skills zone increases by 6%, up to a max increase of 24%. Now, I do think her E2 is pretty good, but it also feels like this should have just been part of her initial kit. Because most of this description here is how her actual kit is described, to the point where I was like, oh, so they were giving us E3 Cyrene in that trial. Like, for most of reading this in my head, I was like, yeah, it was just E3 Cyrene. Anyways, basically, this entire description, it almost matches Cyrene's kit stuff, but you get a buff on the skill, on the damage. Do we think it's that good? Maybe not. Maybe not. And it's interesting because usually if a character's Eidolons suck, it's like, oh, well, that just means they're a totally viable unit at E0. You don't need to get those extra copies. They're just there for funsies. Or HoYoVerse is trying to make them a main DPS. And then in that case, if you're using them as a support, you don't need the Eidolons, quite frankly. This is, I think, a rare instance of Cyrene's Eidolons kind of suck, but like, it's because HoYoVerse did her kit dirty. Like, this is a secret 3rd instance of a bad Eidolon kit, in the fact that her kit's bad. Point blank, period. I kind of hate it. As an Alicia fan, an Alicia stan, if you will, that's my streamer. I'm mad about it. We're only at E2. It could get better. I'm holding out. Okay, E3. This is a means to an end. We're doing great here, guys. Because I'm like sitting here and I'm like, I can't recommend any of these Eidolons so far. I really can't. I don't think any of them are necessary, which means one of the ones on the second half is going to be the one that makes her entire kit work. Anyways, E3, this is 4 copies of Cyrene called By Thy Being As I've Written. As I've Written is the name of the thing in the story. It comes up later. Don't worry about it. This is a means to an end, meaning you're not stopping at E3. I don't know why they stopped at E3 in the special program now that I'm looking at this, because I'm like, wait a minute, that's a means to an end. A means to an end, you're not stopping at this unless something goes horribly wrong and you run out of money. Or if you saved for a year and ran out of pulls, that would be why you'd stop, essentially. But this is not the one you're working towards. You know, this is not the end goal. This is 2 and 4 are decent, and so you're pulling for one of those. With this, your ultimate level goes up by 2, max 15, talent level plus 2, max 15, and Memo Sprite skill level goes up plus 1, max 10. So that is generally how a Remembrance E3 looks. We'll see the same again, but when we get to E5, but a little bit different. E4 then is going to be 5 copies of Cyrene called Please Write On with a Smile. After every 1 use of Minuet of Blooms and Plumes by Demiurge, the bounce damage multiplier. They mentioned bounce a lot in Cyrene's kit, and they did not mention it when we were talking about it earlier. I'm just saying, bounce is like only now coming up. But this, the bounce damage multiplier for the triggered Memo Sprite skill Ode to Ego, again with the Ode to Ego, it's not buffing the other Memo Sprite skills though. Like the other versions of that, it's only buffing Cyrene. It's turning her into a main DPS. Yes, no, maybe so. So this increases by 6% in the current battle, stacking up to 24 times. Again, I look at Cyrene and I'm like, that's a support character. Why are we buffing? I'm gonna crash out. I'm gonna crash out over this kit. What am I not getting? I'm like, they did do the thing where they're turning her into a main DPS, which makes sense based on her Honkai Impact 3rd variant. She's more of a main DPS in that situation, right? I need a minute. My eyeballs hurt. I need a minute. Okay. Moving on, I don't think her E4 is totally necessary if you're using her as a support. I mean, if you love Cyrene and want to, because that's the thing, there's people who saved up for over a year to get Cyrene and they got E6, no problem, because they had a year's worth of pulls and as well as some money saved up to get Cyrene E6. So if you're doing that and turning her more into a DPS, power to ya, that works. But not everyone wants to run every single character as a main DPS, because I feel like this changes her kit to more of a DPS kit. And if you're not running her as a DPS, you're running her more as a sub DPS or support. You don't need all of these, quite frankly. But I'm also nervous a little bit how well she's actually going to work as a support in game, based on the fact that in the special program, they had her running E3. So how viable is she as a unit on her own without any extra copies, to the point where you're running her as E3? And now that I'm seeing her Eidolons, I'm like, yeah, this is a mess. Why did you do my girl dirty like this? E5, this is going to be another means to an end. This is 6 copies of Cyrene called Gaze Steeped in Yesterbloom. Skill level gets an increase of 2, max 15. Basic attack level +1, max 10. And then Memo Sprite talent level +1, max 10. Okay, one's talent, one's skill. Okay. Again, E5 is a means to an end. Don't stop here. Just keep going. E6, it's long, which scares me. All right, this is going to totally change her kit. Watch, it's going to be another Anaxa situation. E6, 7 copies of Cyrene, like over $500 in the hole at this point, called Remembrance Sung in Ripples. When Cyrene uses ultimate for the first time, so this is a single effect target, not a single target, but this is like a single time buff for using the terms from the ode to whatever descriptions. All allies advance action by 100%, meaning all your allies will immediately essentially go, like they all will, you know? Each time Demiurge triggers the Memo Sprite skill Ode to Ego during the use of Minuets of Blooms and Plumes, gains the following effects based on the number of times it has been triggered in the current battle. Is it just... Oh, okay, so there's 1 time and then 2 or more. So if it's been triggered once, when Demiurge is on the field, reduces all enemies' targets' defense by 20%, so you get a damage reduction, and then 2 or more times, all allies will advance action by 24%. I don't think this is a stacking thing, so it's not going to go up to like, what would it be, like 48 if you've done it 3 times or 4 times or whatever. I don't think it stacks like that. I just think it's, you get, if the battle has gone on for that long, then you get a 24% action advance. Quite frankly, like I look at these Eidolons and I'm like, if you are running Cyrene, because even her E6 is actually good, I would say, to a certain degree. I think that only going up to 2 times kind of bites a little bit, but also battles don't last that long in Star Rail usually. This is a very long kit review, but I kind of expected it to be. I just looked at my recording time. We hit an hour. Yippee! Oh, I'm just like looking at this and I'm like, I don't even know what to think about it. I'm just kind of mad. Like looking at this, I'm just kind of like, this made my headache worse. And I'm not even supposed to take pain meds with the braces. So I'm like, damn, what do I do now? I'm just mad. You gave me a headache. To be fair, I had a headache before this, but it got worse. Yeah, I can't even give a good recommendation because it's like, yeah, you probably do need her E6, but I don't like it. I don't like it. Because like her entire E1 to E5 is, or mostly E4 because E5 is a means to, but like most of her other Eidolons are just like, yeah, we're going to turn her into a DPS. And then her E6 is like, surprise, no, we're not. But also we kind of are. Listen, against my better judgment, I want my singular copy of Cyrene, and I want to go to bed. That's what I want to do. That's how we're ending this. Do I recommend pulling for Cyrene? No. Pull for Treevee or... No, here's what my recommendation, I told you guys my pull plan. Here's my recommended pull plan for everyone else. If you don't have Hyacinth, pull for Hyacinth and her Light Cone, all right? Her Light Cone is like really getting people this patch, all right? Her Hyacinth and her best in slot 5-star Light Cone, I've heard are doing more support buffs than Cyrene E6, allegedly. So like, just take that into account. If you have Hyacinth, but don't have her Light Cone, get her Light Cone. If you have both, maybe go for Casterus, get that global passive. Then if you don't have Treevee, I would genuinely recommend pulling the reruns as over Cyrene, unless you're insane like me and really like Honkai Impact 3rd. Or you really like Cyrene in the story, but also I feel like we didn't get enough of Cyrene. Like we got her very little, and canonically that does make sense. Everything I know about the story, that does make sense. But still, kind of mad about it. I was hoping she'd play a bigger role in the story. Anyways, we're gonna do our polls now, and I'm gonna regret it later. I think we already got our monthlies. I can get another special pass. Give me that special pass real quickly. I don't want to spend money, so we will not be getting the top up event stuff. I have 30 10 pulls right here, but I think I'm like stupid close to doing getting this 5-star. So am I about to use all these pulls on Cyrene? Yeah, I am. Am I gonna regret it like a patch from now? Probably. But hey, maybe we can squeeze out another character. I really wish the phase reruns, the phase 1 and phase 2 reruns, they flipped them, because this is diabolical how they're doing this. Where's Finite? God, he's page 15? Oh, it's over. This is gonna be very fast. Oh God, we're in the 70, 71. All right, we gotta do singles, which sucks because we have like a clean 30 up there. All right, we're doing singles, baby. 72, here we go. Let's get gold. It's not gold. All right. I don't even want to talk about the 4 stars on this banner. I don't think any 4 stars is viable in Star Rail anymore. Maybe Pela. You know, Pela might be viable. Everyone uses Pela in endgame, and I don't know how y'all do it. Because I built my Pela, and I can't use her in endgame. All right, 73. Oh, I'm gonna be sick. You're making me go hard pity just about, aren't ya? Yeah, they're gonna make me go hard pity for Cyrene. I had to go hard pity twice for Finon, and we're doing it again for Cyrene. You've got to be kidding. 74. It's not gold. I'm gonna be ill. This is actually making me feel sick. Okay, 75? 75. Is that it? No, it is not. The amount of times I've gone hard pity for a limited character in I Am Furious is diabolical. 76. Nope, this sucks. I could have done a 10 pull at this rate. 77, was that it? I didn't look close enough. All right, hurry it up, pom-pom. Tell the train to speed it up. Is it gold? Watch it be blue. No, it's purple again. Hi, Moza. I don't even have you maxed, so that's not even free real estate. 77. 77 is not the one. We're going hard pity for Cyrene. 78. That's the one. Yep. All right. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for that. I'm watching. My eyes are open because my luck used to be really good in Star Rail, but it's gone. So I don't think it's gonna be. Oh my god. Oh my god. Technically that was early for me. That was 78 though. Almost hard pity. So I did say I would grab 1 copy of Cyrene, and then we're going for reruns, baby. My personal rerun philosophy is to get Casterus next. But personally, I recommend going for Hyacinth next. I don't have Casterus though, and I need a good Remembrance DPS to run with Cyrene. So we are moving on to Casterus. All right, let's go, baby. We're fresh off pity, so let's do tempo, 10 pity. What do we got? Arlen, which is not free. I don't have Arlen maxed. I'm sorry, my son. All right, let's check the shop real quick. Nope, I only have 16. Okay, to 20. To 20. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. We got free real estate with Lynx and the Misha light cone. All right, take those 2. And then that was 20, so we'll bring it up to 30. No gold. But we got a copy of Pela, so that's free real estate. Need that. We don't have that many pulls left. We are doing, should I get Hyacinth? I'm like really sitting here like, you know, I need to get Casterus first. Okay. Yeah, because I can run Danhong PT in the spot of Hyacinth for as long as I need to if I need a sustain unit. Okay, that works. To 40? To 40. This is tiring me out. Not gold. Another copy of Lynx, free real estate. Thank you, daughter. All right. We gotta do singles. I'm looking at this, I'm like, we have to do singles. Okay, so this will be 41. Not gold. It's a light cone. 42. We go up to 42 then. Not gold. Chorus light cone. 43. We did a lot of pulls today. Hi, Payload. That's free real estate. All right, 44. I think this is 44. I'm pretty sure it's 44. Not gold. Shadow burn. My brain didn't want to read that. All right, 45. I pulled Cyrene and was like, okay, we gotta keep it moving. Loop. 46? Yeah, this is 46. And not gold. It is Sagacity. And this is gonna be our last pull for this video, but I will probably keep pulling off camera as much as humanly possible. Pull number 47. And my computer is lagging out like crazy, but it is loop again. Anything in shop? No. All right, I got 11 days to get 2 characters off of this banner to come home. At the very least, I need Casterus. But also, I forgot we have our standards, so we're gonna run these and see if we can maybe get any extra pulls from here. Hello, Sushang. That's a free pull. That's how we do these. So, Pioneering, and then our last standard is Fine Fruit. So I have 1 free pull off that. So I think this is 48 we'll be going to. I have to like pick each time. Like I'm gonna accidentally pull Hyacinth at this rate. I think this is either somewhere between 47 and 49. So I'm gonna go in the middle and say 48. And we got the data bank. All right. That was a lot. You know what we can do now though? I already have her pinned, first of all. I actually want to fix Arlen. I have no Eidolons on. Oh my god, I didn't realize that. Molza, who I still have not built. There we go. Could be you. Yeah, okay, so Cyrene. We're about to do this insane. I'm gonna run out of money because that was the one thing I haven't farmed yet. I haven't farmed enough money to ascend her, but that might just be traces. We'll see. I should have enough of everything else. to get her all the way up. And then we'll actually get some more pulls. See, this is what happens if we get the character in the video, is that I keep going and I do my build as much as I can. So she's at 70, material synthesis, to 80. There we go. God, I don't have a light cone for her. Oh boy, I need to work on that, don't I? I always forget about a light cone. All right, we have to have something. Oh, I love this quality of life feature. Compatible with character's path. I do have Genius's Grading. Increases the wearer's attack by 16% after the wearer uses ultimate. Increases the basic attack damage dealt by the wearer and the member spy by 20%, lasting for 3 rounds. I don't think that's even gonna work. What is recommended? Best in slot. We have this one. We have Victory and a Blink. That's an awesome light cone. How do you get that? Oh, easy peasy. Do I just want to buy it? Yeah. Sick ass light cone. That's really cool. Yeah, we'll just buy one. I'm just gonna get one. I have enough to buy another one, but I'll just grab the one. Because I just want to get something on her. Let's enhance that one, baby. Keep going. Keep going. Really cool light cone, by the way. I didn't even know this light cone existed. I know there's probably gonna be somebody is internally cringing right now because I picked the 4-star. It's not the best in slot. I should pull her 5-star. I don't want to pull her 5-star. Quite frankly, and you can't make me. I need other characters. We need to pull for the characters. I have like no remembrance characters right now, y'all. I need to make this work. And this one, this Finon one is sick as hell. Please tell me I have enough. God damn it, I don't have enough. I don't want to use any of the 4 stars because I do use 4-star light cones still, so I don't want to. Oh, My Day's in this too. That's insane. Whatever. Weren't we supposed to get do all button? Oh, quick level up. That was what they added. Okay. I do this in a weird order though, so I need to do it in my weird order first. I do all the greens, then I do all the blues, and then I do all the, like, I have to go in order or I'm gonna go insane. So give me a second. All the greens. Anything with green has to be done or I will crash out. Although I farmed most of what I need for her, so like this is gonna be a little bit insane. Blue time. Time for the blues. And that's purple now, so we go for blues. This is my life now. You know, the remembrance layout here is like kind of weird. I think this is my first time really leveling up a remembrance character. Is this my first remembrance character? It might be. We're gonna try to change that, but for now, this is my only remembrance character. I really just need a level all button because this is what I'm doing right now is a little bit insane. All right, is everything purple now? Yes. We can go back up here. I'm gonna run out of money eventually, but that has not happened yet. It's gonna happen eventually though. I'm also gonna run out of the big yellow orb things. Oh, maybe not. I think I used all of what I don't know. I'm gonna need them soon. Probably later on. All right, this one next. Yeah, these ones, the Day Thunder things. Because I only got 9 of the 12 that I need. So we're gonna run out of those. Or the money. We did run out of money. Oh, let me activate these real quick. I ran out of money though, so that's all we can do for now. This is good progress. This is good day 1 progress on my Cyrene. Oh God, relics. Let's go to Relic Recon. Also, let me, my 300,000 credits and my 40 pulls have been done. All right, Relic Recon. This should be its own video, by the way, but it's not going to be. Unboxing goal is for Cyrene. System plan, I think, is totally fine. I'm not super picky. Open 1 chest. Recommended main stat. All right, cool. Confirm. Open 1. Confirm. It's not a good one. None of these are good. Oh, I got the orb. That's the recommended stat. And that's, okay, so the orb and the rope we got. Gloves are also good. Do I have to pull, oh, I guess we have to switch? Okay. I think our original is still better because it has both HPs. So I think we're gonna go with the original. Yeah, open another chest. The gloves, did they get better? Not really, I think they're kind of the same. Well, actually this one has a crit damage on it. So it has 2 recommended substats, it looks like. So we'll go with the new gloves. The orb, effective subsidiary stats count. So the new orb is better for sure. So we'll select the new orb. This is kind of fun, actually. It feels like gambling, but not. Don't gamble, by the way. Looks like the new rope is also better because it has that crit rate. Yeah, okay, pick that one. Is the new cape better? Yeah. I need a new chest piece and boots, but I can't get any of those. Oh, do we get boots? We got boots. Take you. Awesome. And the chest piece is also good now. Awesome. This is going to be it. This is what we're going with, and then I will switch to another character. All right. Is it locked for now? So I guess what I have to do then, relics, smart equip, popular plan, apply, confirm. Yay. I think that's pretty good. And did it auto level them? After the relic recon event ends, the relics will automatically revert to their normal locked state. So I guess I have to keep it. How does relic recon work? Do I have to keep them there? Am I done with relic recon now? Like we can't do any more? Can I open the right menu? How does this work? Does it tell you? No. Oh, event details. You can obtain the time-limited item access cards. Using access cards to open boxes will guarantee a 5-star plus 15 relic for initial substats. Every 8 box openings will trigger 1 guarantee. Relics generated from guarantee box will include 1. Okay, yeah. Obtained relics can be temporarily stored with a maximum of 1 piece per slot for a total of 6 relics. Relics that are temporarily stored can be equipped normally on characters. Temporarily stored relics will be in a special locked state in the inventory during the event and cannot be unlocked or re-rolled. After the event ends, the special locked state of obtained relics will convert to a normal locked state. So we pick, can I change it? Changing the target character or set configuration midway will only affect future relic boxes. Previously selected relics will not be affected. It is recommended to use system recommend. This makes, because I don't want to mess it up now. I'm gonna leave that because I don't know how relic recon works. I'm gonna look up somebody else's description, I think. But hey, we got Cyrene outfits. Oh yeah, this is a new thing now. So that's the bow? It doesn't look that different. Well, it kind of does. I'm fine. I don't want to spend that much money. Okay. She's home. I'm free. This took 1 hour and 20 minutes to record. I'm gonna go crash out now. Ma'am! It's ma'am! She's so cute. Okay. All right, we're done. We're free. I hired this pink elf to stare at you. That's it for this video. Surprisingly successful. I will take that one. Maybe my luck in Star Rail is turning around. That is it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, make sure to give me a like down below as well as subscribe for more. And whoa, pretty. Look at her. She wanted to say bye too. She's singing. I love her. Please keep doing that, Cyrene. What was I saying? I'm distracted. Oh no. Yeah, plot has been lost. If you like this video, make sure to give me a like down below as well as subscribe for more and hit the little notification bell to be notified when I upload new ones. In the comments down below, let me know how your Cyrene pulls went. Are we saving? Are we skipping? Did you pull in a rerun instead? Because that's probably a better idea than whatever the heck I just did. But if you did pull, I hope all Cyrene wanters are Cyrene havers, because I'm a Cyrene haver and it's awesome. I'm very happy about it, even though I'm probably not going to use her past this patch, like, at all. As always, I hope everyone hatter is having a super lovely day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys!